Welcome to Highway Herald, your guide to the latest in autos. Today we're exploring how the trade war with China is shaking up France and Italy's economies, impacting everything from luxury goods to agriculture and, of course, automobiles. As global markets teeter, this conflict threatens to push these European giants into financial turmoil. Join us as we break down the 7 key reasons why this trade war could spell disaster for these iconic economies. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. Reason number 7. China strikes France's luxury industry, a major setback. China has quickly retaliated in this economic battle, zeroing in on France's luxury goods sector. High-end fashion, iconic spirits like Cognac, and premium brands such as Louis Vuitton and Hermes, these are the lifeblood of France's economy, with luxury exports to China reaching 19 billion euros in 2024 alone. But now, tariffs of 30% to 40% have thrown this crucial industry into disarray. Take Cognac, for example. Over 60 million bottles were sold in China last year, making it a global commodity. These tariffs, however, are taking a heavy toll. The impact is widespread, from small ateliers crafting exclusive designs to vineyard workers producing the grapes for these luxury goods. It's a severe economic blow that could slow France's economy. And the question remains, how long can these brands withstand this pressure? Reason number 6. Italy's fashion industry, caught in the crossfire of retaliatory tariffs. As France bears the brunt of China's tariff strikes, Italy is not far behind, particularly in the fashion sector. Iconic Italian brands like Gucci, Prada, and Armani have long been synonymous with luxury, thriving in China. But now, with retaliatory tariffs reaching up to 40%, Italy's fashion empire is facing serious threats. In 2024, Italy exported 12 billion euros worth of fashion goods to China. With these tariffs in place, the outlook is bleak. Already burdened by a 138% debt-to-GDP ratio, this blow could be the tipping point for Italy. The fashion industry is not just about luxury brands. It supports artisans, manufacturers, and smaller suppliers. As China's market shrinks, so does the lifeblood of this sector. Italy's financial fragility is well known. Will it diversify enough to weather this storm, or collapse under the pressure? Reason number 5. Agricultural exports in jeopardy. France's wine and cognac facing crisis. Now let's shift focus to one of France's most treasured exports, its agricultural products, particularly wine. France's iconic wines have long been a favorite in China, but with China's anti-dumping investigations into European wines and brandies, France's agricultural sector is facing a serious crisis. This isn't just about bottles of Bordeaux. It's about the livelihoods of thousands of vineyard owners and agricultural workers across the nation. The wine industry, already grappling with climate change, now faces a double threat. Chinese tariffs are driving up prices, reducing demand, and endangering vineyards. In 2024, these vineyards are already battling extreme weather, and tariffs could worsen the situation. Wine isn't just a drink in France, it's deeply woven into the culture. A collapse in this sector would devastate both the economy and national identity. Before we delve deeper, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support fuels our passion to create more content like this. Now let's explore reason number 4. Italy's agricultural sector, facing the heat of tariff battles. While Italy's fashion industry takes the spotlight, the country's agricultural exports, especially wine and pork, are also facing severe challenges. China's appetite for Italian wine has been a huge boon to Italian farmers, with exports hitting 2 billion euros in 2024. But now, as tariffs rise, the future of these exports hangs in the balance. Regions like Tuscany and Veneto, known for their wine production, could be hit hardest, as these tariffs could lead to a collapse of local economies that rely on wine exports. And it's not just wine. Italy's pork industry, much like Spain's, is under threat. With China clamping down on pork imports, farmers are facing immense pressure. The agricultural sector, already struggling with fluctuating prices and climate change, could be pushed to the brink. Reason number 3. France's 3 trillion euro debt, a looming crisis. France's economic troubles go far beyond luxury goods and agriculture, now facing a staggering national debt crisis. By 2024, France's debt had surged to over 3 trillion euros, with a worrying debt-to-GDP ratio of 112%. This leaves the nation highly vulnerable, especially as global economic slowdowns and shrinking export markets, due to the trade war with China, loom large over its financial future. Economists have warned about this crisis for years, and China's retaliatory tariffs are the tipping point pushing France closer to the edge. With sluggish growth and stalled public sector reforms, France's growing fiscal deficit has left it heavily reliant on foreign markets. The tariffs on luxury and agricultural goods only worsen the situation. As France loses access to key markets, its ability to manage this debt is in serious jeopardy, threatening a financial meltdown across the Eurozone. Reason number 2, Italy's tourism and fiscal woes, a fragile economic state. Italy's financial troubles run deep, posing a serious risk. By 2024, Italy's fiscal deficit had surged to nearly 100 billion euros, with a debt-to-GDP ratio second only to Greece's. Its heavy reliance on external markets, especially China, makes it highly vulnerable to economic shocks. The trade war threatens to unravel Italy's fragile economy, with tourism being one of the most exposed sectors. Tourism alone accounts for almost 10% of Italy's GDP, and Chinese visitors represent a significant share. But as tensions escalate, Chinese tourists are avoiding Europe, with travel advisories issued. The consequences for Italy's tourism industry could be catastrophic, pushing the country closer to instability. Combined with struggles in luxury goods and agriculture, Italy's economy faces a potential spiral into recession. Without measures to counter China's tariffs, Italy may soon face its own financial crisis. Reason number 1, China's power play in the auto industry, a struggle for dominance. While luxury goods and agriculture have borne the brunt of China's retaliation, the automotive industry is also under siege. China's dominance in the electric vehicle, EV sector, gives it immense leverage over Europe's automakers. The tension reached a peak in 2024 when China imposed tariffs as high as 48% on European-made EVs in response to EU tariffs on Chinese-made models. This puts tremendous strain on European brands like Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, and BMW, which depend heavily on the Chinese market for their EV and luxury car sales. China controls 70% of the world's battery production, making European automakers reliant on Chinese raw materials like lithium and cobalt. If China restricts exports, Europe's EV shift could face major production bottlenecks, pushing the European auto industry toward crisis, especially for France and Italy's fragile economies. Conclusion: can France and Italy survive the economic storm? The escalating trade war between China and Europe has left both France and Italy in a precarious position. With key industries, luxury goods, agriculture, and automotive, suffering from crippling tariffs, and both nations already burdened with significant debt, the risk of financial collapse is high. China's strategic targeting of critical sectors has amplified existing economic vulnerabilities in these two countries, and the potential ripple effects are profound. As the confrontation between China and the EU intensifies, can France and Italy find a way to weather the storm? Will they be able to diversify their export markets and reduce their reliance on China before it's too late? These questions will be crucial in the coming months, as both nations face the possibility of an economic disaster that could shake the foundations of the European Union itself. What's your take on the trade war's impact? Will France and Italy avoid a financial crisis, or is worse ahead? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, subscribe to Highway Herald for the latest vehicle updates and expert analysis. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.